You know this was going to come. We're going to talk about the liver shot. Yes, that's right, the liver punch. The left hook to the body, the punch directed to the liver. Now, there's a lot of things to think about, but once you have those lot of things in your mind prepped up and you make sure that you do these certain things, then pretty much nothing can go wrong. First of all, footwork. This is important. Your feet need to be on the ground at the moment of impact in order for you to be able to put your body weight into a punch. Right? If I look at the camera, look, if I'm trying to push this bag away and I stand on one leg, I'm going to push myself away. I can only push this bag away. Of course, I'm making, I'm exaggerating because it's not as heavy as a bag. But with 2 feet on the floor, you see, now I can use power. With 1 foot on the floor, I can't use power. I'm going to push myself to the side. Meaning, I need 2 feet on the floor at the moment of impact in order to put my body weight into a punch, into the liver shot in this case. Do I need my whole body weight to drop somebody with a liver shot? No, most of the time you don't need. Why not? Because you want to preferably hit somebody when he's breathing in. What happens when you're breathing in? Well, when you're breathing in, you're not flexing. Can you flex when you breathe in? Yeah, but it's going to be very awkward. It's not going to be good. So most of the time when you hear coaches talking to their fighters, they come back after like the 4th round, they say, hey, your opponent's getting tired, go for the body. Why would they say that? Because they can't control their breathing anymore when they're getting tired. It's very hard to flex at the moment of impact. This is literally the reason why we're making the sound. If you do, you're not flexing. If you do, feel, you're flexing. What they're doing, first of all, is to control your air, of course, when you're fighting, you're breathing. But also, when you punch, you're open. And if you do this, at least you're flexed now. When you pull back, that's when you breathe in. Now, this is going to go really fast with punches, so you almost cannot time that. But with kicks, countering kicks with body shots is one of my favorite things to do. Now, I talked about this before. Actually, a lot of stuff that I'm talking about, I will probably mention before. But they're very important. And if you never watched other videos of me, you're going to want to know this. So it's very important. Feet are on the floor at the moment of impact. That's the only way to put your body weight into a punch. Can you knock somebody out with an arm punch or liver shot? Of course you can. Also to the head. A strong arm punch will seal the deal. It will be okay. But what I always say is, if you can deliver the perfect punch, why wouldn't you deliver the perfect punch? Now, there's a lot of stories. Where did my liver shot come from? It's a very simple one. I heard Frank Dukes saying in a Michael Chiavello interview, I taught the guy who taught Bas Rutten the liver shot. Complete BS. He doesn't even know who the guy is. The guy wasn't even a coach. But then again, there's a lot that let's not even go in that rabbit hole there. You decide for yourself if that's all true what he's been doing. I went as a karateka. I was a black belt in karate. No, not even a black belt yet, but I was the badass in my karate dojo. And I wanted to Thai box. So I went to a Thai box. Well, in karate, there's no punches to the face. Kicks to the face, no punches to the face. So my hands were here. And I sparred right away the first class when I walked in. Sportschool Rijntjes. It's a great gym in Eindhoven. I fought against a professional guy. And he figured me out really freaking fast. It was either in the first round already, maybe in the second. I'm hoping it's the second, but I think it was the first round that he dropped me with a liver shot. Why? Because my hands are here. And if I don't expect punches to the face, well, if a punch suddenly comes, I cannot slowly go up. So what you're doing, you're overcompensating. And most of the time when you overcompensate, you're exposing your body. And this guy, after I did this once or twice, of course, he gave me simple 1-2. I guess that's the combination. And he dropped me with a liver shot. That was the first time I was on the ground, was paralyzed. I go, what is this? And he explained to me what that punch exactly was. So, coming back to feet on the floor at the moment of impact. Why would I say this? This is important. Because many times when we hold the focus mitts for each other, and we're not wearing a big body pad, the whole distance is off. And if you saw videos of me before, distance is everything. I like upper body rotation. If I'm standing here and I'm in a bladed position, there's no way I can drop you with a liver shot. And I'm going to need a lot of force. You need to be breathing in, and then maybe I can load it up all the way from here. But wait, there's a better way. What if you stand like this? Who stands like that? Mike Tyson stands like that. That's why Mike Tyson has such incredible power both in the left and in the right. You see, now here I can rotate. And now this punch, it will still work. A very simple rule. The longer any strike travels, the more time it has to pick up speed and power, the more powerful it's going to be. Meaning, liver shot here, not very effective. You give it a little bit more space, oh, now we're talking. Straight punch, not very effective here. Better to throw an uppercut, a hook, or an elbow, whatever it is. Straight punch from here, that is very effective. Even in my classes, if I say left uppercut, right straight, if you look at my students, what kind of uppercut do they make? Now you're going to go, what does he mean? It's a long uppercut. Why would it be a long uppercut? Because it makes no sense if I give a short uppercut with a straight. I say left uppercut, right straight. Wait a minute. If the target is here, I'm way too close for this punch. So if I say left uppercut, right straight in my classes, my students will automatically throw a long uppercut with the cross. If I say left uppercut, right hook, they make it shorter because it's a hook now that comes after the uppercut. You see what I'm doing here, right? It's very important. Distance is everything. You know, I was watching Max Holloway and Conor McGregor all the way back. I believe it was both their fourth fight in the UFC. And it went the distance. It was a 5-round match. It was the main event. It was not a title match. And afterwards they asked, because Holloway was kind of new, and on the show that I had inside MMA, they said, what do you think of this new guy, Conor McGregor? I go, man, he's great. He's got great accuracy. And I think that's his greatest power. And his distance is really good as well. And what do you think of his opponent, Max Holloway? I say, I think he's going to be the next champion. And he said, but he lost. I go, yeah. But for a kid who is 19 years old to have that control, that distance control that he had, it's hard to find. And once I see that, most of the time those guys are going to go far. And what do you know? A year and a half, 2 years later, he was the champion. You see, so you can tell by fighters if they're good or not by just reading their distance, how they read their distance from the opponent. So, now on the back, the head officially is not here parallel with the body. The head will be, the face will be a little bit closer to you. Yeah, but it's only here and the body is here. Yeah, but that's a big difference. That's like 3 inches already. See, if I'm leaning over, the target here is further, closer by than the body shot. The only thing that I don't want you to do is that once you hit somebody who holds the focus mitts for you, or you hit a glove from your opponent, from your partner in this case, and you hit the glove here and the body is there, this is what happens. I'm going to look into that camera right now, because if I make the body shot, you see the back foot move. The back foot moves. If the back foot moves, it's not grounded. If it's not grounded, you can't put your body weight in there. It is what it is. So you're going to have to step a little bit closer. But you also have to take in consideration that nobody has his head here. Nobody's body is like this. It's just a regular body. The face is here and the body is a little bit more backwards. Always keep that in mind. It is so important. All right, so the most common mistake I see when people are trading punches back and forth, it's on the liver shot, the back foot is moving. Just know that if you punch like that, you can't put your body weight in there. If you have a strong arm punch, it will still work, but otherwise, I wouldn't do it. Keep both feet on the floor. So that's about distance. Now we need all distraction, and we're going to go into that a little bit. Right now, I want you to just focus on that distance, the perfect distance before a back. Also, my stance, and I know a lot of people, I will talk about it, but I have these courses out there from Dynamic Striking, and where I go into detail why I picked this stance. It's the stance that I got from Mike Tyson pretty much, and from Robin Deckers, who I believe is the best kickboxer ever, Thai boxer ever. He was blading a little tiny bit, and Mike is standing all the way open. I like this open stance. It's easier for checking kicks. It's easier for me to block kicks and countering. It gives my left hand almost equal power compared to my right hand. This is not a jab anymore. Now with upper body rotations, it becomes a straight punch. And once it becomes a straight punch, people have to watch out for it. This is important, because if somebody double jabs me the whole time, I take your double jabs and I return it across for it. I don't care. But if somebody stands in front of me like a Mike Tyson, and he stands, boom, and he rotates his upper body while he's pushing off on the back foot, I can't take that. That's not a jab I can take. It's going to be a straight punch. It's going to hurt me. So I'm going to have to block it. Once I start blocking, whoa, now you're creating something in your opponent's head. It buys you more time to go back to that liver shot or whatever other punch you want to land, of course. So look into it. Look in standing open. There's another thing with the liver shot that's going to come, and let's talk about it right away. A lot of fighters and coaches will tell you to pivot on the left hook. I don't like it. I think it's complete BS. Doesn't matter at all. And by the way, if you look at 5 best left hooks in boxing history, that's a YouTube clip. Situa, Morrison, Ali, Mike Tyson, everybody. A lot of these guys, they say they pivot on a left hook, but guess what? They're not pivoting when they knock somebody out. So they preach it, but they don't do it while they're fighting. That should say something. Another great thing that with it is, well, it's actually not so great. If I give you a left hook as a setup for a liver shot, and I miss the left hook, I'm overcommitting. I'm going to have to go all the way back in order to have that liver shot. If I don't pivot, you see, it's much easier for me to control. As long as you rotate your upper body, you'll put a lot of body weight in that punch, and everything is going to be just fine. Now, how to deliver the liver shot? So, the liver is the second largest organ in the body. You have skin, that's your number 1 largest organ, and then you have the liver. The liver is located here on the right side. For me, right side. For you, that will be delivered with the left hand. Left, L from left, starts with liver. Just remember it like that. That's how you drop your opponent, okay? So the liver is a big organ. And once you heard it, after that, you can just hit the whole body. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to pinpoint accuracy on the liver again because it's big. And once you stress it out, you can kick it. You can kick lower on the body, or even the spleen on the other side will work. Everything is going to work. We're going to stab it in there. It's kind of an, you hear me say this many times, it's not a straight punch, not an uppercut, it's not a hook. It's a combination of all those punches. I like a body shot to stab it in there. This is a weird way, and you heard me say this probably before if you watch my videos. Imagine you're a Wolverine kind of guy. You can pull only one knife out of here, out of your knuckle, out of your middle knuckle, right? If I hit somebody and that hole of the knife is exactly the same size in the body, that's the perfect punch. If I slice my opponent open and his guts fall out, that's the wrong punch. I'm spreading out the impact. Another great thing, bad thing that comes with it, if I hook the body just like this, and a lot of coaches unfortunately will tell you this, the only thing I have to do is this, he's going to miss. Because now he's in an angle. But if you stab it in there, he can move back whatever he wants, you're still going to clip him. Also, when they move back, they're not flexing their abs. It's very hard to flex simultaneously while moving back, while doing boxing, while doing an exercise. All that combined is a very hard thing to do. You're going to nail him. So just stab him in there. I like to come in here, the floating rib. That's why I hit it. And then you want to come out of the left shoulder blade. That's what I always think. So stab, go straight through the body. That will be the impact for the liver shot. Now we're going to talk about tips and tricks, but let's just focus on this first, on that wider stance so you can rotate more when you stand close for those body shots. Because again, if I'm standing in a bladed position and the target's here, it's very hard to load up. If I'm standing like this, well, look how far I can load up. Now this punch is really going to make a mark. All right, let's go to the next part. One of my favorite ways to knock somebody out in class, in sparring sessions, is a left hook liver. So I throw a left hook, I keep my eye line on his head, and then I load up and I give a second punch, and that's the liver shot. Now, sounds easy? Yeah, it is kind of easy, but there's a lot to think about. You know, how do you load up the liver shot? This is important. Like for instance, if I have a perfect hook and I land up the hook from here, boom, and the liver shot from here, well, he knows what I'm going to do, right? So why not, in this particular case, make it a little sloppy, but on purpose. And I know people say, boss, but you're loading up, I can counter you. Yeah, right, okay, let me try it on with speed. And then when I do it to them with speed, they go like, shit, you don't give me any time. Okay, what do you think? And now you even know that I'm going to hit you. During sparring, you have no idea when I'm going to throw that combination. You see, so people are always making little moments, and they say, yeah, but boss, if you punch you have your hand all the way here, they can hit you out. They say, let's try that out. Let me hit you like I'm doing, and I will open up like this. And actually, I'll give you $1,000 if you can land that punch in between, because it's going to go fast. And like I said before, you don't know when I'm going to do it. So don't listen to those people. Just do what you're doing. Mike Tyson sometimes had his hands wide open. Was somebody trying to knock him out? No, of course not. Because if one of those freaking punches lands that he has, you're going to get knocked out. So everybody's in full defense. That's the beautiful thing about speed and power. Once I throw speed and power at a person, he will be in defense. He's not going to take a risk in between to throw a little jab out of there because he might get knocked out. Okay, so left hook liver. It's all about demeanor. Actually, I will do this in the camera first. So I'm looking you dead in the eye, bonk. And I'm looking you dead in the eye again, and I go for the body shot. Let's go back first of all about the load up, because otherwise you can tell. This is for the hook to the head, this is for the liver shot. Why not both loading them up here? Right? Now, for instance, if I give you a left hook to the head, boof. I'm loading up at exactly the same. Keep looking dead in the head, in his eyes, and then you go for the liver shot. See, now it's very distracting. Here and here, you tell him what he's going to do. Loading up in the middle, that's the way to go. So it's a very simple one. You just walk to your opponent, you load up here, boom, same load up, keep looking him dead in the eye. Don't even blink down, because that little tiny blink already makes him know that you're going to hit him in the body. Now, if you're not a big fan of throwing a left hook liver shot, you can always set it up with a cross, right? Same thing, cross, liver, cross, hook, and then go for the liver shot. But again, cross, there's the load up, hook, same load up, liver shot. So yes, normally I would like to have my hand here a little bit, not in this particular case, because you got to telegraph. And then it's just doing it on the back, over and over again, over and over again. Load them up here, go left hook, left hook. Constantly keep your eyes low, high, dead in the eye. And what I found also is that if you make an aggressive face, somehow they really believe it's going to be an uppercut. If somebody has real long arms, you know, so if they do this, the arm is still also protecting the liver, hit him very high on the head. Hit him all the way there. Because you will force him to block. Because don't believe this punch is not going to knock him out. Lomachenko, watch Lomachenko. He's knocking people out. Oh, Triple G, I'm sorry. Gennady Golovkin. He knocked people out over their defense on top of their head. Just make a good fist that you don't break your hand. But that will be combination number one. If I say that I knocked out 500-600 people like that, I really don't believe I'm exaggerating. Every workout, like 2 or 3 guys. 10 times a week sparring, well, you do the math. A lot of guys went with that same freaking combination. And once they understand the combination, because they will tell each other, it's a left hook liver, I'm just going to simply flip it. Or I give them 2 left hooks to the head. I'll give them a left hook, and they already blocked the liver shot, and I give them another left hook to the head. Now we're back to square one. You see, those are the fun things in fighting.